Hi everyone, Armine Bazikyan here from Bazikyan Law Group. This month I wanted to talk to you about not such a happy topic, but basically about making end-of-life choices and what that entails. A lot of people don't realize this, but when they create their estate plans, they also included in that estate plan are some documents that deal with end-of-life choices and what is done with your body, what type of funeral you want, and all of these other questions. So some of the things that you should consider before talking to an estate planning attorney or during the time that you're planning your estate, it's a good idea to discuss this, are decisions about donations of organs or body parts. So the Anatomical Act allows your power of attorney for health or your agent to make decisions about whether they want your organs donated. Some of you might already be organ donors on your driver's licenses. You have that little sticker. So this is a very important decision, whether or not organs can be donated and body parts can be donated. It doesn't necessarily have to be used in another human being. This could be donation for scientific or research purposes. So if, for example, you're very, very against research being done on your body, you want to be able to stress that in your documents so that your remains are not used for scientific purposes. So these are just some of the things to consider. One of the other things to consider is how your remains will be disposed of. So will you prefer burial, cremation, some other method of disposition? We have a plethora of options available to us nowadays. So it's a really good idea to explore the many different ways that you can have your body disposed and which method aligns with your beliefs. So for example, some religions don't allow cremation and the body needs to be interred in the ground, so burial. So burial is important for some people. Some people have the notion that it's wasteful, so they prefer or opt to go the cremation route. And then there's even more people that believe that cremation is wasteful and harmful to the environment. So there are different methods in addition to cremation. So as you can tell, it really just goes down to your personal beliefs and your value systems and what it is that's going to make you happy at the end of the day. But you can, whatever you want to write in there, you could. You can have your cremated remains blasted off into space if it's financially and physically feasible. You can be turned into a tree. You can have your remains turned into a diamond. There are a lot of options available within the funeral industry, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the US. So you should definitely look into and consider those. In addition, there are some other issues that you need to discuss within your estate plan having to do with disposition. One of the most particular ones being ceremonies and what type of religious or non-religious ceremony you want performed. This is oftentimes very important to people. There's also a lot of racial and interreligious marriages nowadays, which means that you need to be very clear about what your spouse needs to do to accomplish your religious disposition goals and what ceremonies you would like performed. You can also, once again, be as specific as you want or as general as you want in your documents. You can go as far as coordinating your own musical playlist to be performed at your funeral. You can be very general and say, I'm leaving it up to you, wifey or husband or parents or whoever it is that you've named. So it's a really good idea to think these through before you complete your estate plan and make sure that you have it in your documents. And there's also a catch-all kind of phase in the documents where you can put whatever else you want to put. So all of your ideas about what you want accomplished after your death. For example, you may not want a ceremony, or there are certain things you don't want done or you do want done, like a celebration of life of some sort. So these are all things that should be included in your estate planning documents. So do think about these things before reaching out to an estate planning attorney so that when you're having those discussions, you have an easier time making the decisions. As you can tell, it's a pretty emotional process. Anyway, see you next month, guys. Bye-bye.